Hello everybody, welcome. I'm Emily the Fine Art Medium. In today's video, I am going to be talking about a super special, awesome project that I've been working on with my friend Chastity. So, if you didn't know, right, Chastity and I have decided to start a podcast. And the podcast will be called Lights at Midnight Podcast. And so what you need to know is basically it's about two mediums navigating through the darker areas of life with the help of divine guidance. So we will be pretty much led through this adventure, really, with our guides and other ascended beings. So it's going to be divinely led. All the topics and whatnot and the information that we provide will be given to us from our guides. Also, we will be shedding light on a wide range of topics while also sitting down with special guests from the paranormal and spiritual community. So with that said, each season we will be sitting down with special guests and, we'll go and talk to them about their experiences, things that they've learned, a whole bunch of stuff. It's going to be super fun. We will be using past experiences and encounters to share personal lessons that may be able to be applied to pretty much anything, really. It can be applied to real life situations, or perhaps, someone's going through an awakening or they have these experiences and they don't know what to make of them. Well, chances are Chastity and I have, already gone through them, and we can help guide you guys to specific answers you may be looking for. Also, special guests might be able to, provide their experiences and encounters. Overall, the main goal of the podcast is to spread insight and knowledge to help those in need while also enlightening those who are curiously intrigued. So if you're somebody who likes the paranormal, you don't even have to be psychic. If you just like the whole theme of paranormal, well, you know what? This podcast will be for you. If you're someone who is awakening or currently awakening or have been awakened, this podcast might be for you, because we will be giving tips and tricks of certain areas, right, that maybe you don't know about and you're learning about. And I think it will be very helpful. Also, if you guys have experienced any negative hauntings or just hauntings in general, we'll be able to help you with that. It's going to be very informative and, like I said, very divinely led. And I also wanted to point this out, and sorry, I'm looking down at my notes here, but Chas and I noticed a correlation or a pattern here with mediums that are awakening, right? And there's a common denominator when it comes to those who are mediums or psychic mediums. A lot of times there's NDEs, but the main one is those who are psychics have experienced a haunting, right? A lot of the time when you experience a haunting, that in of itself can wake you up, can open your third eye. For me, I had some abilities as a child, but it didn't click until I had my first haunting. And, the negative entities pretty much forced my third eye open. But even with 2/3 of the American population believing in the paranormal and over half of the nation claiming to have had an unexplained encounter, the subject still remains widely misinformed, misunderstood, and somewhat taboo in the minds of many. In our work, we have found that many individuals and families experience frightening paranormal related activity on some level, right? Chas and I have experienced some really nasty shit. Some other mediums that we know have also experienced some nasty stuff. And, doing our research with people that we know that are psychic mediums and, other social media influencers that are psychic mediums, they tend to have the same thing going. So, and a lot of times it's on a different scale. Sometimes it's really severe, and sometimes it's just like some dude passing by like, hey, and then being like, what the fuck, right? But this can happen occasionally, and even sometimes on a daily basis when it comes to like hauntings and stuff. With little or no options for help or assistance to understand what could be haunting them, many of these people are forced to suffer in silence. And that is part of our mission here with this podcast, is for those who are suffering in silence, we want to give you guys a voice, right? We want to help people like you. We want to be able to provide you with tips and tricks and tools that will help you, get out of that situation, to help you fight back. So, taking no action while living in fear can have a grave negative impact on the individuals who experience the things that they cannot explain. We strive to create a community of like-minded individuals not afraid to go down the rabbit hole of the unexplained, and develop a support system for those in true need of answers. Because a lot of times, right, if you don't know how negative entities work, they like to separate you from the herd. They want you to be alone because then it's easier for them to wreak havoc, really. And it's easier for them to alienate you. And when they do that, it produces more of a fear response, but also negative emotions and traumas, which is their food source, really. So we want to give you guys answers. So join Lights at Midnight podcast. And by the way, we're going to be on most podcast platforms. So Podbean, Spotify. We're working on Apple for them to accept our stuff. They have. We're just waiting for it to update in the system. We'll be on Amazon, like the Audible system, and some other ones. If I did not mention, I'll list them down below. And links will be listed down below. We have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have TikTok. Wow. It's like an alliteration here. We have YouTube, obviously. And I believe we'll have Tumblr. We'll have a bunch of shit, really. I'm trying to think what else I could be missing. We've been posting a lot of content on our YouTubes and TikToks just to get this, the word out and to bring in more people. And I will list all the socials down below. We have a link tree as well. So if it's easier just to put that there, you can get our socials. Twitter. Oh yeah, we have a Twitter. But we want to be able to connect with other people, like-minded people, or people who are just interested in this field, because there's a lot of misinformation out there. And, there's a lot of people, a lot of psychics. There are a lot of good psychics, but there are a lot of psychics who do it for money, and they just spread misinformation because they just want to give out whatever because it brings in more people, and it's really sad, and we don't like that. Because it hurts the community more than it helps. And so the other thing is, if you are interested in sharing, if you have had a paranormal experience or you work in the paranormal field, you just email us and say you're interested in being a guest, and we will look through all the applications and stuff, and you could potentially be on the podcast with us. We're fun, right? Chastity, she is out of pocket. She's hilarious. And when the two of us get together, it's funny. I mean, I'm sorry, but it's funny when we're goofing around and stuff. We're having a good time. It's funny. The environment we're trying to build is positive, and we're the kind of people who accepts everybody no matter what your religion is. It doesn't matter, okay? Everybody is unique, and we're all growing. And really, down here on earth, I'm saying it, this is earth school. What we're doing right now, it's earth school. We're in earth school, right? And in earth school, basically what we do is grow and, grow our higher selves and our souls to be the best version of ourselves, right? So come join us in this earth school, this earth school quiz. But no, but seriously, it'll be fun, and we will be going into a lot of topics, and we'll have a lot of experiences and stories for you guys, and maybe things that you can connect with and have experienced yourself to show that, yeah, you're not crazy. You're not crazy. The Chastity and I are the type of people where we don't need proof anymore, right? We've got enough validation for like ever, but what we want are answers, and we want to help give you guys answers to certain things. So please join us. It'll be loads of fun, and I'm going to provide a snippet of the first episode. I also would like to point out that the season theme for season 1 will be origins, and we're going to talk about how Chas and I got started, what brought us into the whole paranormal field, what brought us to becoming mediums. There's a lot. And then, throughout the season, there'll be a bunch of origin-themed topics. So, without further ado, here is a snippet of episode 1.
Okay.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our brand new podcast, where the name of this recording is Bitch Ass Recording.
Is it because you didn't know what to name it, or is it because you were so friggin' fed up? You were like,
was fed
fuck
up.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, I named it Bitch Ass Recording because I didn't figure it was going to work, but
Mm-hmm.
I was wrong.
Well, did you hear that motorcycle in the background?
Yes, I did.
I'm sorry. I don't know what else to do about it.
How are we going to edit that out?
I
I'm
have no
kidding.
idea. YOLO. It was a
Yeah,
ghost.
just kidding. We all know we don't live just once.
Mhm. Exactly.
JK,
JK.
just kidding.
I'm sorry.
Like, delete all this shit.
I
No.
know. I don't know why I started laughing.
You're empathic, and the things I've done with my life in the last 15 minutes have come to you.
Oh shit. You hit the fucking. Oh no.
Don't ask
That's
questions.
like if that's like if you get drunk, I get drunk.
You will say they'll say I'm drunk.
Okay. Well, you're happy. You're in your happy place.
Yeah, I have nerves. Damn it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god! No, look, you did it too. You were so empathic.
I tried so hard not to.
Oh god.
Bloopers, though.
Yep. I think you should start first.
Okay. Fuck. Okay. You know it's not gonna go. Okay. All right. So, hi guys. Welcome to Lights at Midnight podcast. I'm Emily, and this is
Chastity, aka Luna Beams.
yes. And today we are going to be discussing quite a few things here about how we got started in some ways. Basically, about ourselves before we realized we were psychic mediums, and We will be talking about our paranormal experiences and some defining moments that told us that we had abilities and some of our scarier experiences. Mwahaha. Yes.
And then
So,
pretty much why we do what we do and now. So,
all right.
okay.
Don't start laughing because I'll start laughing.
I'm trying not to.
Okay.
Topic
So,
number 1.
who are you, Chastity?
Who am I?
Who are
Oh,
you,
you're going
Chastity?
first.
I'm going first?
Okay, fine. So, my name is Chastity. If we're going back the backstory, I've lived in the same place most of my life and dealt with the same people. Childhood was pretty normal when it come to not paranormal, except for when I decided to play with a Ouija board like a dummy. But yeah, so before all that and after that, I was the pretty normal. I went to high school, went to college, got married, had kids. My past life was basically a bartender. Never used my college degree, but for about 6 months, it was pretty useless. And an event planner. So I had 10 years in that. And I'd always had something a little bit different kind of about me. And I always thought I was weird because I'd have flashes of visions or when I would finish people's sentences. And had a lot of crazy stuff happen though in my teenage years. But as far as who I am and what I used to do, guess you could say pre-pandemic, that was about it. And I had kind of a cookie cutter life.
Interesting.
Yes. Then shit hit the fan.
Yeah. Blame it on the Rona.
Yep. Everything went
Mhm.
crazy. And one interesting thing about that is in 2020 there was a huge astrological shift that changed everybody's pattern. Like the day they dropped the news about COVID on the news, that was the same day of this great astrological shift. Astrologers knew it was going to be so bad that they took literally like the top astrologers in the United States took a cruise just to talk about what was going to happen. They couldn't tell you what was going to happen, but they knew something big was going to happen. Now that's before, I knew anything about all this, but interesting fact.
So, we would be sitting on the recliner with me and my mom's lap just to watch TV in some weird room. Like, I don't know. I don't think it was in the house I just moved from. I think it was a house before that house. But I had recently or accidentally when I was in the dream, right? I had accidentally stabbed my fingers on a tiny decorational cactus, which is random. It's weird
Wow.
because I don't even think my mom owned any any decorational cactuses, but they were like alive, right? And so I
Yeah.
remember feeling it in the dream and it hurt. Like it literally felt like I stabbed myself with all the little needles with the cactus
That's like
and
a Sleeping Beauty on crack episode right there. Gee.
in the hood. Then all of a sudden, as we're watching TV, she starts saying these really mean things like how I'm awful, how she doesn't love me, and how she doesn't want me, which is like really terrifying as like a 7 or 8 year old. So, as she's saying these things, her face starts morphing into something green and grotesque, really
Ew.
creepy. And it kind of reminds me of is it the Riddler? Is he the green looking
I'm
guy?
pretty sure, but I've never watched like all of the Batman or never was into the comics. So we're just going to say yes.
Yes. Well, I didn't either. So that's what's weird, but it just reminded me of that.
Leave
But
us a comment
so,
down below if you know for sure.
yeah, is it the Riddler? So I was like 7. So yeah, it terrified me. And of course, I tried running away, but the thing would chase me. And it's like green, ugly ass form that looks like my mom, but it's not. And and I would be chased until I would wake up